Well, for the first time, I'm looking at fuel, hydrocarbon-derived fuel, as a critical material here. But not only that, we need the neodymium and dysprosium and europium as critical materials for our engineering products. But look at the kind of things for the 9 billion people that Diran mentioned we're going to have pretty soon. All these things are going to be needed, which are not just for fuel use, but also for other chemically derived products that come from there. And if the bio-based products are going to be challenged because of the competition coming to the land and use of water and all that, then indeed the fuel, the hydrocarbon-based fuel, is our primary source for getting all these different products that we use, and therefore that becomes a critical material as well, which we have not looked at it from that perspective. So it gives us a new way of looking at how do we get that sector of engineering products sustainable in the future. Thanks, John. We'll move to our third and the final plenary presentation, and this is from Dr. Behrooz Fattahi. Behrooz is the current president of the Society, for the American Institute of Mining, Metallurgical and Petroleum Engineers, and was the 2010 president of Society of Petroleum Engineers. Behrooz has a doctorate in aerospace engineering and mechanical engineering from the Iowa State University, and currently he is the learning advisor for Era Engineering. And Era Engineering is an affiliate of the Royal Dutch Shell and ExxonMobil companies. Before he came to the petroleum industry about 3 decades back, he was and that was through the Shell International, I believe, when he joined in 1977. Behrooz served for NASA, served for the National Science Foundation, and also taught at Iowa State University. Served as executive director of the SP Reservoir Evaluation and Engineering Journal, and on the board of SP International for a long time. So, a veteran from the petroleum industry, Dr. Behrooz Fattahi.
This? Or no. Did it kill it? Or okay. Good morning. It's a privilege for me to be here today at this conference on engineering solutions for sustainability. As the 2010 president of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, I was invited to also speak at the very first sustainability meeting in Lausanne, Switzerland in 2009. Immediately after which I asked the board of SPE to approve my proposal to establish the Society's Sustainability Committee, and fortunately they did. I'm grateful for the invitation to speak to you again. I would like to recognize the chair, Dr. Brajendra Mishra, and his program committee for their tireless efforts on developing this excellent opportunity to interact, to help us imagine and envision the future of sustainability. I applaud all of you for attending this symposium and for offering your ideas and knowledge. This is an outstanding opportunity to learn from experts and to find new ways to apply technology to our technical challenges. Within the next 30 minutes, excuse me, as I speak, our planet will be traveling roughly 40,000 miles in space around the sun. More than 8,000 babies will be born on this planet. And our oil, natural gas industry will supply nearly 2 million barrels of oil in response to the increasing demand for energy. Our world is going through profound changes, and our lives are being altered in ways that we never could have imagined only a few short years ago. The important question for us is how we can keep up with the many new and unique challenges posed by this fast-paced change. The oil and gas industry faces a very challenging future. Thank you. Energy demand continues to grow while our mature fields are declining. Out of the 1.2 trillion barrels of proved oil reserves, roughly 2/3 are extremely challenging to develop and produce due to a variety of complicating problems such as depth, tight and thin formations, development and application of leading-edge technologies, and a multitude of environmental considerations and regulatory issues. Our task is to extend the life of the industry through improving the success of finding new discoveries in frontier and remote basins, increasing the ultimate recovery from existing fields, as well as the need to find ways to tap into unconventional resources. At the same time, we must intensify our focus on sustainability, which calls for meeting humanity's needs without harming future generations. How are we to accomplish this goal of meeting energy demand in a sustainable way? That is the challenge that we are called upon to face today. Technology has always been the enabler for our industry to meet the demand for the last 150 years. But now more than ever, the need for quick development and rapid deployment of technologies in the field is paramount. We are here today because we are concerned about these challenges. And more importantly, we are realizing that there is only a small window of opportunity for us to act. However, these are not a single industry challenges. Regardless of who we are, where we live, and what we do, we are sharing a ride on this beautiful planet in the vast dimensions of time and space. And because this is our only home, we all have to collaborate, share a responsibility to maintain its balance, and preserve it for us and the future. Through our synergies, we can then transform from the current incremental pace into a fundamental shift in the ways we incorporate sustainability into our operational framework. At first glance, the notion of sustainability may seem intimidating to many. The petroleum industry, however, has been focusing on the concept or its components for a long time, but under different descriptive terms, such as optimizing production, maximizing reserves, reducing cost, cutting waste, increasing efficiency, optimizing processes, minimizing footprint, maximizing safety, reducing environmental impact, and increasing corporate social responsibility. We have spent considerable efforts, heavy investment in time and capital or human resources in achieving these goals. Thus, for our industry, the gap between what we have been doing and what we need to do is much narrower than what it is perceived to be. Petroleum industry's sustainable mindset, however, was more formalized after two critical events in the industry. The first in 1988, when an explosion and fire destroyed Occidental Petroleum's oil production platform at Piper Alpha in the North Sea, killing 167 men and resulting in a loss of $3.4 billion. An ensuing report into the disaster made over 100 recommendations about how safety should be improved. The second event was Shell Oil's mid-1990s decision to decommission and dispose of its Brent Spar oil storage platform in the deep waters of the North Sea. Although permitted by the British government, the social uproar and the public and political opposition caused Shell to reconsider and select a more innovative and sustainable approach of reusing much of the main structure in construction of new harbor facilities near Stavanger, Norway. Today, sustainability is an essential ingredient of our industry's activities, a diverse concept of many elements that are embedded into the fabric of our daily operation. We practice it and we create value by integrating sustainability into our strategies and business models. In pursuing better performance, we master sustainability. Yet, we may not have been too mindful of its true meaning in the past. It is only in recent years that the concept of sustainability has moved from the background into limelight. Sustainability has become the cornerstone of our operation from the upstream to downstream. Environmental impact, social responsibility, sustainable solutions, and best practices are incorporated across the wide span of exploration and production life cycle, from seismic acquisition to construction and drilling and onto production and abandonment. Our processes everywhere are being examined to mitigate waste and increase productivity. And now in our industry, safety supersedes all other decisions and implementation components. An American Petroleum Institute's study conducted in 2012 shows that since early 1990s, the United States oil and natural gas industry had invested more than $252 billion to improve performance of its products, facilities, and operations. Almost 65% of that was directed toward clean air and water. The industry ranks as one of the largest investors in low and zero carbon technologies, as well as carbon capture and sequestration technologies. This expenditure exceeds that of the federal government, which is at $43 billion for the same period, and equals the rest of the private industry combined. Today, 20% of all the investments in alternative energy technologies, such as wind and solar, comes from the petroleum industry. Our government has also recognized sustainability as a key issue for the future security of our nation. As the 2010 president of SB, I served on the United States National Petroleum Council from 2009 to 2012. In September of 2009, in a letter addressed to the NPC, the United States Secretary of Energy, Dr. Stephen Chu, requested the National Petroleum Council to reassess the North American resources production supply, and infrastructure potential, and the contribution that natural gas can make in a transition to a lower carbon fuel mix. The study should describe the operating practices and technologies that will be used to minimize the environmental impacts, and also describe the role of technology in expanding accessible resources. Of particular interest is the Council's advice on policy options that would allow prudent development of North American natural gas and oil resources, consistent with government objectives of environmental protection, economic growth, and national security. After a 2-year study involving over 400 experts from diverse backgrounds and organizations, of which about 60% were employed by organizations around the nation and outside of natural gas and oil companies. The Council prepared two major reports entitled Future Transportation Fuels and Prudent Development of North American Natural Gas and Oil Resources. In the latter report, the Council recommended the following 5 core strategies for governments and companies. 1, support prudent development and regulations of natural gas and oil resources through such measures as councils of excellence covering environmental, safety, and health practices, corporate and regulatory commitment to advancing environmental performance, engaging affected communities, reducing methane emissions, and structuring policies to support prudent development of and access to resources. Number 2, better reflect environmental impacts in markets and fuel technology choices by recognizing that the United States will find it difficult to reduce greenhouse gas emissions further without a mechanism for putting a price on greenhouse gas emissions that is economy-wide, market-based, predictable, transparent, and part of a global framework, keeping options open for carbon capture and sequestration, and developing information and methodologies on environmental footprints and fuel cycle impacts. Number 3, enhance the efficient use of energy through policies that support continued progress to adopt cost-effective efficiency standards for buildings and appliances. Remove the disincentives for utilities to deploy efficiency measures and eliminate barriers to combined heat and power as a way to increase the efficiency of electricity production. Number 4, enhance the functioning of energy market through policies and regulations that improve mechanisms for utilities to manage the impact of price volatility, harmonize market rules and service arrangements between the wholesale natural gas and wholesale electric markets, and increase environmental regulatory certainty affecting investments and fuel choices in the power sector. And finally, number 5, support the development of a skilled workforce through increased public and private financial support for educational and training activities. Many industry companies have developed measures and key performance indicators to satisfy their corporate social responsibility and to ensure that they remain sustainable in many aspects of their operation. While these are important, taken individually, such undertakings are too fragmented, and a more collective approach will need to become the subject of discussion in more global conferences and technical meetings such as this one, and topics for best practices workshops. Since 2010, SPE has played a significant role by facilitating such opportunities. SPE's Committee on Sustainability has provided a platform for discussion on sustainability through defining a role and a strategy for SPE in addressing sustainability, encouraging a methodical approach for the petroleum industry, identifying needs and describing opportunities, and fully participating in global sustainability discussions as an enthusiastic participant and contributor. SPE's leadership in the area of sustainability is very much in line with its mission of capturing and disseminating technical information for the public benefit. It is also consistent with its core value of innovation and social responsibility. Such efforts will help members to realize that sustainability is just another way of thinking about what we have already been doing, and that is consideration of people, profit, and planet in every business decisions that we make. In positioning SPE as a leading forum for collaboration on sustainability, it will be at the forefront of the related issues as a leader among various engineering disciplines, will significantly contribute to improving petroleum industry's public image, and will be in an excellent position to influence the direction of global research and discussions. As sustainability is gaining currency, we also have to recognize a multitude of other challenges. These challenges can simply be differences in opinion or disputes and sensitivities that may arise due to lack of understanding of the concept of the sustainability. Gravitating towards sustainable pathways will need an all-out effort on many fronts, incorporating the concept into formal engineering education and establishing values, and continued discussion on identifying specific technologies or examples of such challenges. Current incremental changes towards sustainability are not sufficient. We need a fundamental shift in the way we make business decisions. Sustainability must become the principal moral and business imperative in our lives. We must fully understand the complex interdependencies of nature's societal obligations, and the way we conduct our business. In our multicultural global industry, workers are facing a new given to display greater creativity and capacity for disciplined problem solving than any of previous generations. Today, the global nature of our business has broader implications, transcending across socioeconomic, cultural, and regional dimensions. Forward-looking companies see that increasing collaboration in the development and rapid implementation of sustainability technology solutions would require a new generation of professionals who are learners, able to inspire and motivate, and display leadership behaviors regardless of their positions in the organization. The great American author Eric Hoffer said, "In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the knowers will be beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists." In our changing times, augmentation of our capabilities through learning sustainability is ever so more important. In our search for sustainability best practices, we are realizing that the interdependency of people, time, and place in ensuring success has never been so obvious. We all have to be visionaries, technically innovative, and committed to risk. We have to have a vision to provide us with a line of sight and guide us through the maze. And we need the leadership to think and practice sustainability in all aspects of our planning and operation. Formal training will prepare the engineers of tomorrow to adopt elements of sustainability, to develop adequate social, cultural, and economic grounding, and to understand their broader role in shaping our future. The leadership will ensure incorporating sustainable thinking in the workflow, which in turn helps us stay in business, thrive, generate value, and manage our public image and social responsibilities. The concept of prudent development of our natural gas and oil resources means development, operations, transport, and delivery systems that achieve a widely acceptable balance of economic growth, environmental stewardship and sustainability, energy security, and human health and safety. This, of course, involves trade-offs among these factors. We in the petroleum industry understand that integration of sustainability in our decisions is a business imperative and not a moral sacrifice. We want to be an important and effective partner in this new world. We recognize the wisdom of the Native American proverb, that says the frog does not drink up the pond in which it lives. This is a simple yet a compelling statement. It describes what sustainability is all about. It shows us the path forward in shaping our future. Thank you for listening to me today, and I'm looking forward to a very exciting next 2 days. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Bridget.
As you heard, Behrooz mentioned several times from the petroleum industry's perspective that it's a business imperative and it's not a moral sacrifice. Truly a global industry. As we look at different industries and people are doing similar things in different places, but this is one industry where things travel long distances and therefore have safety issues, have climate issues, have environmental issues, and how the petroleum industry is responding to make this whole business of petroleum production sustainable for the future is what Dr. Fattahi alluded to, and essentially talking of different aspects of petroleum production, from energy efficiency to improving safety protocols and all that. Thank you so much, Dr. Fattahi. At this point, we'll take a break, and I think our first breakout session starts in 15 minutes at 10:30. So please join us all for a cup of coffee outside. And I just want to remind you of two things, or maybe three things. One, that we do have a reception planned for this evening at 5:30 outside the Asprey lobby, I believe. So please join us for that. Two, I again want to remind you, for those who would want to get their work included in the proceedings or the book that will come out, as well as in the Journal of Sustainable Metallurgy, we are welcome to submit those, and you do have time to do that. Our plan is to have this thing out in print by 1st of August. And finally, you have heard three different sides of the industry talk this morning. Tomorrow we will listen to the steel industry. We'll listen to the Civil Engineering Society and their efforts that's going on. And also from the resource side, the Society of Mining and Exploration Engineers, we have their past president with us to talk to us tomorrow. So three different aspects of sustainability, again coming from the materials and resources side. So thanks for your attention, and thanks for participating this morning, and we'll see you in 15 minutes. Thank you.